speed of Sudan's descent into death and destruction is unprecedented. Without strong international support, Sudan could quickly become a locus of lawlessness, radiating insecurity across the region. Hundreds of civilians have been killed and many thousands more injured, and these numbers grow by the day. The situation in Darfur and Khartoum is catastrophic. Fighting is raging, with people attacked in their homes and on the streets.
Well, I'm joined now by Alyona Synenko from Nairobi. She's the regional spokesperson for Africa with the International Committee of the Red Cross. Welcome to TRT World, Alyona. Just tell us, how much is this international support needed right now that the UN Secretary General is calling for, and where would it go, and what are the priorities right now?
This support is needed very much, and it's hard to describe the degree to which Sudanese civilians, including women and children, are just becoming more and more desperate by the minute. We are looking at 2 months of uninterrupted fighting, and people who have fled their homes, or those who stayed behind, running out of food, water. The basic essentials are becoming unavailable. And the priorities are many, and it's just extremely difficult to define priorities when the needs are so huge. For now, we're trying to make sure that we deliver enough surgical and medical supplies to the hospitals, because the healthcare in a dire situation.
And do you think that there is appetite within the international community to help yet another war, another conflict?
Well, it is a difficult time in the world, with multiple crises around the world crying for attention. And of course, it is for us as an international humanitarian organization, it is extremely difficult to keep the donors engaged, especially on the protracted crisis like the one we're facing in Sudan. Because yes, now we are talking in Sudan in relation to this latest round of fighting that started on April 15. But even before that, the humanitarian situation in the country was extremely difficult. And yes, getting the necessary support for the countries like Sudan is very difficult, but it's urgently needed at the same time.
And Antonio Guterres said that if Sudan doesn't get that international support, it runs the risk of rapidly becoming a centre of lawlessness. What do you see that looking like, and what would that mean for the neighbouring countries as well, to which so many people are fleeing to?
Well, the lawlessness is something that we are seeing already today, and it is affecting our operations enormously. We're seeing lootings and just a very volatile situation where it's extremely hard to operate, because it's not just the fighting between the two parties, but it's also, yes, like what you said, the general descent into the lawlessness, and it's very hard to predict how things will evolve. And that, of course, when we speak about the regional impact of this crisis, it is also something that is a huge concern for us, because before this round of fighting, Sudan was actually on the receiving end and was hosting one of the largest refugee populations in Africa, some million refugees. And now all these people, they're on the run again. And Sudan's neighbors, if we're looking at Ethiopia, South Sudan, Chad, these countries are facing a number of their own challenges. So the situation in the border areas is far from being calm. And the regional implications of this crisis is something that, yes, we are worried about very much.
Alyona, thank you so much. That's Alyona Synenko, International Committee of the Red Cross spokesperson. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and insights.